Powered by Riverside.
Welcome, everyone, to another episode of Who is Kyle Graham podcast. Of course, I'm your host, Kyle Graham. Thank you for joining me on this week's episode. Before I get started, as always, don't forget to press the subscribe button on any of these platforms to get notifications for brand new episodes and bonus episodes in the near future. So whether you're on YouTube, Spotify, Amazon Music, Apple Podcasts, Deezer, iHeartRadio, and Who is Kyle Graham podcast.riverside.com. Press the subscribe button and you'll get notifications for these shows. So don't forget to do that. And always, you can leave a comment after each show. Let me know what you think of, what you thought of it, and what your opinions are on the topics I discussed. And I'm looking forward to a couple of people coming on the show because we want to expand a lot of things I have been discussing, and I want to get their point of view also. So this should be a lot of fun coming in the near future. Now, this week's show, the topic is, why is there an age limit on hip-hop? And all this kind of stemmed from last week when Jay-Z was here in Philadelphia and he did the freestyle. I'm going to read about that. I'm going to read the response from, I guess, current younger rapper, what he said, and we're going to do more of a deep dive on why is it that there's an age limit on art, which is hip-hop. It's an art form. So let's get started. Let's talk about Jay-Z first. All right, so public service announcement. Jay-Z unleashed a scathing freestyle aimed at Drake, Kanye West, Nicki Minaj, and more during his headlining show at the Roots Picnic in Philadelphia. When rapping about the Anaconda MC, Jay, born Sean Carter, said, "That lady back on that stuff, she sound like she's in love with them / her Ken," meaning Kenneth Petty, can't even take they kids, any curse words there, enough of them. Nicki is married to Kenneth Petty, who was convicted of attempted rape in the first degree for an assault of a 16-year-old girl. It continues. A rapper can't be my op. I got MAGA Republicans. Them shots came from the very top of the government. Good luck with them. He rapped. Talk about Nicki, 43, recently came out as a supporter of President Donald Trump. Jay-Z, who's 56, also hit back at Drake, born Aubrey Graham, no relation, who recently dissed the Rock Nation founder multiple times on his new album. On Janice STFU, the Hotline Bling rapper, who's 39, said, "We know your OG's rocking already. My N-words, the jig is up." In response, Jay rapped last Saturday, "The jig is up, N-word. I'm up 10, wrong chart, champ, N-word. Looking up to Hov, I never booked them, what do you say? I never looked up to them." N-words there too, because, and I'm not a rapper. So I'm going to start that again. He responds, "The jig is up, N-word. I'm up 10, wrong charge, champ, N-word. Look up to Hov, I never looked up to them." Per Billboard, Drake's album Iceman going number one pushed him ahead of Jay for the most number ones among solo men and hip-hop and R&B artists. When talking about West, Jay said, "You ever heard of Wonder Ken? My children are some of them. Have you N-words, have no shame. You really want to get under my skin. I'll really get under your skin. Stab as how I'm playing." Y'all thugs with y'all. He said, "Y'all thugs with y'all thumbs again. Everybody thinks they're one insane. You're no manic." He said, "You no maniac. Watch how he's saying he acts in the presence. N-word shrink the empire state of mind," rapper said. It's a lot of N-words there, which I'm going to get into next week about the uses of the N-word and why we use it so much, but that's next week. And Page Six previously reported in March, West 48 attacked Beyonce and Jay's youngest two children in an unprovoked rant online, questioning their mental capacity. Well, listen. When you think he's not listening or responding, he is. But I'm going to stop right there because I'm going to link everything together. There was a response to Jay's rap from Bobby SHMURDA, which kind of brought up his age. You know what I'm saying? And this is what caused me to think, ask the question, I should say, why is there a age limit or a cap on hip-hop? So Bobby SHMURDA rips Jay-Z over Roots Picnic freestyle. Sit down, old head. Bobby SHMURDA took aim at Jay-Z Roots Picnic freestyle, mocking the rap icon on Instagram and comparing his performance to Shakespeare. Bobby SHMURDA isn't feeling Jay-Z's latest lyrical performance. The Brooklyn rapper took aim at the Roc Nation founder on Instagram after clips from Jay-Z's freestyle performance and the Roots Picnic began circulating online. In the footage, Jay delivered a lengthy spoken word style verse that touched on several high-profile figures, including Drake, Kanye West, Nicki Minaj, Tory Lanez, and Dame Dash. Bobby made it clear he wasn't impressed. No, in words, NWA, laughing my ass off, he wrote on Instagram story while sharing a post about the freestyle. And the second post, SHMURDA mocked Jay-Z's age and artistic direction. N-words be 56 years old, going through identity crisis, laughing my ass off like, who you going to be next? Fronting as N-word, LOL, N-word too old for the shit go, sit. We did the N-word too old for that shit, go sit your old ass down, he added. Bobby didn't stop there. Sharing another image referencing the Roots Picnic performance, he compared Jay-Z's delivery to a classical theater. This N-word doing Shakespeare, he wrote. How's that an insult? Shakespeare was very poetic and one of the most creative writers in history. I guess in his world, that's a dig. Like, ooh, he like Shakespeare, yeah, like really old. I don't know, but I would think Shakespeare, if he's like Shakespeare, isn't that what Shakespeare is like? Got one of the best plays of all times. Romeo and Juliet, Macbeth. Like I can go on and on and on. How is that a disrespect? That's a compliment. He needs to learn his history. Bobby comments on after he Bobby continues, says, man, fuck them N-words. SHMURDA said before dismissing the idea that Jay-Z controls the culture. He later referred to Roc Nations as Op Nation, a nickname he has used on multiple occasions. The tension is notable given SHMURDA's history with Roc Nation. In 2021, shortly after the release from prison, he signed a management deal with the company. The partnership eventually ended, and SHMURDA has since become increasingly vocal about the frustrations with both Roc Nation and certain figures within the music business. Meanwhile, Jay-Z freestyle became one of the Roots' most talked about moments from Roots Picnic after the rap icon appeared to address several longtime rivals and industry figures in the performance. Most notably, he appeared to respond to Drake, who seemingly took aim at Holes and Iceman. Okay, here's the thing. It's a lot to unpack here, like a lot. I'm going to start with the age part. I'm going to start with that, okay? So he said, oh, here, sit down, Jay-Z's 56 and what have you. When was it that it was not meant for you to rap after the age of 40, going into 50 and whatever? When did they put a cap on art when it comes to hip-hop? Because in rock and roll, you have cats in their 50s, 60s, 70s still touring, doing it, blues singers, musicians still tickling ivories on the piano, playing the violin, beating the drum, playing the guitar. Like, but no one tells them, hey, stop, you're too old. Bruce Springsteen still doing what he do. I don't get that. Mick Jagger and Rolling Stones, they still do what they do. And from time to time, the group Kiss get back together and do what they do. And they're well off in the 70s and 80s, but they still rocking. Paul McCartney is in his 80s, and he's still doing the damn thing. but no one's stopping that genre of music. But when it comes to hip hop, it's like you shouldn't be rapping after a certain age. That never made any sense to me. I remember when I was younger, and back in '93, and Run DMC came out with Down with the King, and which is like one of their dope songs. And in the video, they had like every current hip hop artist at the time, and Pete Rock produced it. He rapped on along with CL Smooth, and it was dope. And I remember one person said to me, "It was like, they're too old to be rapping. What do you know?" And they were in their early 30s, mind you. They was in their early 30s. And I'm like, when do you, like, why is it, if they still got it, they still got it. I don't understand it. I don't, if you got the talent, why not, like, still show it? I watch professional wrestling, right? AEW, TNA, WWE. And when a legend comes back who hasn't wrestled in a while, they get in the ring, they doing it, boom, 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 boom. And the crowd chants, "You still got it. You still got it." Okay? Now, with some of these legends, icon rappers come back and they drop it, that's what we need to be saying. You still got it. Not shitting on them like, "Oh, man, we too old, sit down, old head," whatever. Take any of you current hip-hop artists from the age, from under 40 on down. Give me the Drakes. Forget, yeah, he got 300 million streams, whatever. Okay, that's cool. You give me the Kendrick Lamars. You give me all of the Babies and Littles and all that stuff. You get them together. And I'll give you my team. I'll give you the EPMDs. I'll give you LL Cool J. I'll give you Eminem. The Funk Doctor. I'll give you Snoop Dogg. What the fuck? Ice Cube. Big Daddy Kane. LL Cool J. KRS-One. Rakim, Common. Too Short. E40. You want to go with women? I give you Light. I give you Brat, Bahamadia, Eve, Kim, Foxy. And if she doesn't feel like singing that day, I'll throw in Lauryn Hill. Get me someone. Give me that will go against that army. They would put a federal law against me for the murders that I just committed on stage lyrically. You can't touch these cats. These Nas, I forgot Nas, Busta Rhymes, AZ, I can go on and on. The whole Wu-Tang Clan, for God's sake. In their 50s, who can still kill it, can draw a crowd, can kill it lyrically. There's no age limit. That if you got something to say, you got something to say, just rap. It shouldn't be, "Oh, you old." No, that's the only thing you notice is that person is old. You're not listening to what they're saying? Because I'm like, yo, SHMURDA, you want to go one-on-one with the great one and go freestyle for freestyle, verse to verse, song for song, I don't think you'll get past it. I don't think you're not gonna win, homie. I put you against Nas, put you against Common. Like, old head sitting there like, nah, he don't need to sit down. He got something to say. And he said it, and it was dope. You know what I mean? But where did this come from that you're too old to do whatever? You're too old to rap. You're too old to rap. After a certain point in your life, you're told to go after your dreams. Like, if you make it to your 40s and 50s, it's like, up, you didn't make it now, you need to give up. I think that's bullshit. I think it's, oh, you got kids now, you can't go after your dreams. Why not? Why not? Who's stopping you? But yourself? You go for it. Whether it's you want to be the supervisor in your company, you want to be a CEO of something, start your own business, or you want to be head cashier. Whatever your dream is, no, it's not big or small. Whatever you want to do, you go for it. It doesn't matter how long it take you. You got breath in your lungs, you go for it. I'm living proof of that. I'm going for mine. And I hear the smatterings. People don't know that was the first time public. Some people, oh, I thought you were making by now. Look, I'm still going for it. Life be lifing, and it's not stopping me. And I never said this publicly before. I said it to my inner circle, but I'm scared to death to stop going after my dreams. I'm scared, like petrified scared. The thought of it now gives me chills, because if I stop and say, I don't want to go after my dreams right now, and then come to find out some weird way, I was just like an eyelash, a mustard seed away, like this close away to accomplishing or getting where I want to go, it will haunt me forever. Like it would drive me nuts. So that thought keeps me going, because I may be closer than I think. And I think you, no matter how old you are, don't let anyone talk you out of nothing. You want to rap now? Go fucking rap. Those who stop you and say you're too old are those who are scared, and those who actually deep down admire you that you're taking a chance to do that late in life, or however you want to say it. Jay-Z going up there and him rapping. We haven't heard him rap in a while. I mean, he got a concert coming up at Yankee Stadium. Apparently, this man's staying power is still there. He sold out that fast, July 10th and 11th, and had to add on a third show. And the tickets are ridiculous. I spoke about it on this show and the previous show I had. So apparently, he ain't out of style because he still draws a crowd. And he has the hits. And he's coming at you. And when you think he's not listening to what people are saying to him, think again. Because you don't hear something back from anyone in general that you talk about, they don't really have to say nothing back. But he lined them all up and felt this is the perfect time to get them, and went down one by one, boom, 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 and shot them all down. And that's what he does. He don't have to sit there in the interview and do it. He does what he does best. He raps, and he puts it out there. And everyone's, oh man, you see what he had the afro and all that. I'm like, so what? He rocking a wild hairstyle. Why does that bother you so much? If that's the only thing you got from that was how he was dressed and how he was looking, then you got a problem. Then you seriously got a problem. And I don't think it bothers him. The man's a billionaire, and he goes home every night to one of the baddest joints on the planet. So I don't really think you fucking talk about his appearance really hurts him that much. He wakes up next to a fine-ass joint, and he wakes up as a billionaire. He got his kids. He found his lot in life, and I'm sure he's all right. I think that's the furthest thing from his concern is that somebody make fun of his hairstyle. Now, of course, Dame Dash says something about it, as always, and I gave Dame his balloons a few times, especially last week, because I give him his credit and give him his balloons in terms of, listen, like I said, Jay-Z didn't get to the top by himself. Like Michael Jordan didn't win all those championships by himself. He had two other people with him. Made that reference. With Jordan originally, for the first three, Horace Grant, Pippen. The second three, Pippen and Rodman. And the same with Jay-Z, where he's at. He didn't get there by himself. So I give Kareem Biggs and I give Dame Dash their balloons because they helped them. It's a trio thing. Now, what happened behind the scenes and whatever, only they know. Is their sides, and somewhere in the middle is the truth. And of course, Dame shitted on them and told stories and whatever. And a lot of people say, hey, Dame, man, you're talking out of jealousy or whatever. And you could be talking out of factual. I don't know. But at the end of the day, is when you think he's not responding, he hears it. He hears it. He just found the right time. And he got and he lined everybody up. And just took him out, bow, bow, bow. He just took him out. Instead of doing one by one, he was like, I do what I do best, I do a freestyle. And again, he still got it, age 56. He's still killing. He's still selling out stadiums. He sold out Yankee Stadium. Like, come on. Are you killing? Are you, can't get my words out. Because I don't understand how Bobby SHMURDA is shitting on him. I'm like, dude, do you not know what he's doing next month in July? That he had to add on a third show, and did you see the prices? And people are buying them. Are you serious? And Jay is smart because he's not in the spotlight all the time, so he has strategy to that. Whereas you don't see me enough, and when you do, people come out to see him, and then he disappears for a while, and he pops back up again. I don't care if he comes back in 4 years at the age of 60 and start rapping. You still got it. You still got it. That's all I have to say. One more thing. Big Daddy Kane did a freestyle recently on Max B. Come on, y'all. Come on. Don't be shitting on the legends. And I'm not just saying that because I'm within that range. Their music is everlasting. Their music from the era of the 90s and a smidge of the 2000s and late 80s, you still hear it everywhere. You turn on TikTok, is all over that. You turn on a commercial, it's in car commercials, and I'm hearing Naughty by Nature, Feel Me Flow on the commercial and television. Movies, you hear it in the background. You hear these songs from these so-called old heads and people, shouldn't be doing that. Nah. And maybe they stopped because they got nothing else to say. Hence, Jay-Z's song, What More Can I Say? Sometimes they just all right, I said what I had to say. I'm done. I got it off my chest. I made my albums. There's nothing else to prove. And that doesn't mean they're old. Just I had nothing to do. KRS-One's still rocking it. Rakim's still doing their thing. Big Daddy Kane's doing their thing. And when he's not acting, LL Cool J doing his thing. They still do it. Eminem still doing his thing. You know what I mean? Far few in between, but he's doing it. Snoop Dogg, what the fuck? He still does. He does stuff. Ice Cube. You know what I mean? Like, that's their heart and soul is music. No matter what old, no matter what race, color, creed, him or her. If you have that in you and you're an MC, spit, the least of anyone's problem is your age. If you got the skills, you got the swag, and people are responding to you, then apparently you're doing something right. So with the Bobby SHMURDA thing, call it sour grapes, call it like he's mad from what happened with the whole Roc Nation thing, call it whatever you want. But what you cannot say is that Jay is not a trendsetter, that he doesn't have the culture by the balls. Because I'm telling you, go check out, I'm telling you, Yankee Stadium concerts. He had to add on the third show. I can't stress that enough. The tickets were sold out. The prices they had were sold out. Sold out. The first 2 nights he had to add on the show. So what am I missing here? What am I missing? You know what I mean? The Roots Picnic quadrupled because of Jay. Because of Jay. Why? Because now he's just talented. Because again, like I said before, you rarely hear from Jay. You rarely see him in public. He doesn't do performance or whatever. But at the core of it, he's an artist. Now I ain't gonna get into what Dame Dash said, and that's fine. He has his gripes with him, and that's low hanging fruit. And well, you know, Jay, whatever. And I'm not taking back what I said. Dame is a smart dude. He's a businessman in the whole nine, and he helped Jay get where he's at now in the process. Falling out happens, shit happens, but you know, like this is hopefully one day they can put that to the side and just like and just be cool again. You know what I mean? So a lot of that stuff is deeper than what we know on both sides, including Biggs maybe. It's a lot of things much deeper that we don't know, and we will never know. Only the people involved do. Because there's always his side, their side, somewhere in the middle is the truth. And even they both live the same situation, their point of view is going to be different. Like everybody else's would be. You know what I mean? But the age cap needs to stop. It don't matter, dude. Like, I don't see, when I see Nas, I see M, I see the Funk Doctor, the Wu-Tang Clan, when they performing and they about to shut it down for good in terms of touring together. I don't see I see cats with talent, even with the women. You know what I mean? Lauryn Hill wanted to sing, and then Foxy come out doing her thing, and Little Kim or whatever. It's like, all right, they still have it. They still got it in them. They sounding good. And I'm not even saying they doing old shit. I'm saying new shit. Freestyles, the mighty Most Def, Talib Kweli. I go on and on and on. With cats that are in their 50s, late 40s, in their 50s, doing their thing. You know what I mean? I go with Kanye, old Kanye, not new Kanye, old Kanye. You know what I'm saying? Like it should be an age gap. It's an art. It's an art, and no art should have a cap on it. No one should say you should not do this because you're old. So any man, woman out there who's in their 30s, late 30s, or in their 40s, and you got it, you got it, it shouldn't stop you. It should not. You're not doing nothing physical. It's not like you're going out to play football or boxing. You're doing verbal. You know what I mean? It's mental. It's heart. It's verbal. You go out there, you do your thing, you rap, and you making sense, you dropping it. You got that swag to you. Shouldn't be an issue. It should not be a cap. I'm telling you. It just really shouldn't be. And I think it's just ridiculous. You know what I mean? I think it shouldn't. And, again, if you are of a certain age and you have a dream and you want to do something and you're going after something and it's taking a while to do, don't stop. You know what I mean? Like, don't stop, because you're closer than you think you are. You really are. And don't let anyone talk you out of it because, oh, you're too old for this. You're not. You're never too old. If you got breath in your lungs, you're healthy, you get up, you're moving around, and you're not happy at what you're doing, go for it. It's not going to be easy, but keep going. Go, 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 because you never know what's going to happen. I always say, I'd rather try and fail than don't try at all. Because if I fail, it's disappointing, but hell, I tried. If I didn't try, it'll haunt me because I never even made an attempt to do it. Because you're like, you always be plagued with what ifs. Like, what if I did try? What if I went after this? What if I walked up to this woman? What if I walked up to this man? What if I, whatever? And you'll be plagued with that. And I think a lot of us get a little, we get that voice in our heads of, you're going to fail. They're going to turn you down. They're going to do this. And we got to get around that. You got to look past that. You got to tell that voice, shut the fuck up. And like, I'm in control here. And if you don't make it, then it wasn't meant for you. But you're like, hey, man, I tried. Man, it just didn't work out. Then you try the next time. Because eventually, the next time could be the right time. And that right time could be your time. So you never know. Stop putting an age cap on art, on hip-hop. And again, Bobby SHMURDA, I'm telling you, like, if you think he doesn't have it and he need to sit down, go to try to get into Yankee Stadium next month. Try to get a seat. I bet you won't get one. I'm telling you, because every ass is in all those seats. And if they ain't sitting in the seat, they standing up. When they standing up, they sitting on somebody's shoulder. Because that shit is packed from top to bottom. 2 nights, a third one had to be added. That's all I'm saying. Moving on. All right, what else I have? All right, Jim Jones. He chimed in on the Jay-Z freestyle. Jim Jones thinks Jay-Z spared the people he dissed at Roots Picnic. Quote, I want to see the Yankee Stadium freestyle. Woo-hoo-hoo. You got a point there. The Harlem rapper speculated that the NYC freestyle will be on par with Martin Luther King's I Have a Dream speech. Jim Jones has interesting theory when it comes to Jay-Z Roots Picnic freestyle that has set the rap world on fire. During a recent episode of his show, the former Rockefeller affiliate, he had never had a solo deal with the imprint, stated that he thinks that Jay-Z spared those affected and that it's just a warm-up in preparation of Jigga's upcoming run of shows at Yankee Stadium in July. Quote, I will say this, the Harlem rapper began, out of everything I've heard from my experience and seeing him engage throughout the years, he spared them a little bit. He didn't even hit them with too much. He still managed to I'll get the word out, obliterate a lot of people, but let's see what happens. A call out is a call out. You say somebody's name is going on forever, no matter who starts it. He said he then added that he expects a freestyle when he kicks off his 3-show run in the Bronx next month. I want to see the Yankee Stadium freestyle, he said. I think that's when he's going to turn up. The Roots Picnic was cool, but I do believe the Yankee Stadium freestyle will be something like a Martin Luther King I Have a Dream speech. Jim has firsthand experience battling Jay-Z, and he's been on both sides. He and fellow Diplomat members Cameron and Joel Santana were signed to Rockefeller during the Nas beef, where they obviously sided with their label boss. However, he also found himself going up against Jay after he criticized his Def Jam presidency during an episode of BET's Rap City, which then he led to Jigga jacking the Why So Fly beat to respond. I didn't know it. I didn't think about that. I brought up the concert, but I didn't think he would do another a New York version or Yankee Stadium version. That makes sense. It's a bigger stage. It's 3 nights. It's in New York. It's in the summertime. He might go deeper on them. He might go after more people. Jim Jones making a valid point. I didn't think about that. He may go ham a little bit more on them and others. And this might be like a little warm-up, a little sparring type deal here at the Roots Picnic, and the main event will be the weekend show next month in the Bronx. So that's gonna be interesting. He made a valid point. I wonder if that's gonna happen. That makes sense. Listen, if he ain't thought about that then, he's thinking about it now. Because again, when you think someone's not listening, they listening, and he might have it like, yeah, he's not done. He's gonna get him on the grandest stage of them all in New York City, in the Bronx, at his show, for 3 nights, and he's gonna let a rip tater chip, and he's gonna just do what he do. So I never thought about that. That makes a lot of sense. I can see that happen. I really can see that happening. I can see him doing that. That's we'll find out because somebody's gonna record it. You know what I mean? Yeah, that's gonna be interesting. I think again, doing the Roots picnic was just a warm up. Come to think of it, sparring, getting just kind of like testing the waters a little bit because he hasn't been on stage in a minute, especially in a concert. And I think the Roots picnic. Think about how it's set up. You know what I mean? It's a month out from his concerts that he hasn't been on stage in a long time. So, like, for example, what comedians do before they do their big Netflix or Hulu comedy special, they go to comedy clubs. They do kind of smaller venues. They kind of test the waters, test out some stuff, and just to kind of get their sea legs under them, so to speak. So the Roots Picnic was his comedy club before he hit the big time arena for a Netflix streaming show type thing. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, all right, let me get to feel the crowd. Let me try this out. Because comedians try material out. And they're like, all right, they like this one, they didn't like that one. So they're like, all right, they responded well to this one. Well, I'll add on to this freestyle. I'll say a little bit more, bop. Or he's like, all right, he might add Bobby SHMURDA in. He might go back and add what Dame Dash said about him. You never know. So what Jim just said made a lot of sense, and we'll find out in a month's time what happens. So I didn't think about that. That's cool, and he knows him, and it makes sense. I can see that. I can see him like, all right, I'm gonna go for it more. I'm in New York. I'm gonna kill him. You know what I mean? I'm gonna do what it do. So we'll see. We'll see. I think that's dope. Speaking of legends and icons, Yonkers makes DMX legacy official with street renaming vote. Yonkers Council has voted to rename the intersection of School Street and Brook Street as Earl DMX Simmons Way, cementing DMX bond with the community. A public hearing on May 27th drew residents and officials together to support the measure, the measure, and the council's subsequent vote went through without a single objection. The location carries real biographical weight. The renamed intersection sits near the, let me get this name right, the Calicano Homes on School Street in the public housing complex where the rapper born Earl Simmons was raised. City leaders framed the designation as a way to move his connection to Yonkers from informal memory into official public record. Another recent honor that DMX received was when he was posthumously ordained as a minister by Foster Memorial AME Zion Church in January. Earl Simmons wrestled with God in the public square, turning his pain into ministry of raw truth, said Bishop Dr. Osiris, I'm going to say his last name wrong, so deal with me, Emostop, founder of the Gospel Cultural Center, he said in a statement, the ordination recognizes the divine calling he fulfilled every time he spoke a prayer into a microphone. Also in January, 50 Cent announced that he's creating a new podcast called Through My Eyes, becoming DMX in partnership with Narratively. I think I said it right. DMX story is bigger than music, he said. It's about survival, pain, and purpose. Fifth continued, look through my eyes, becoming DMX gives people a chance to understand where X came from before the fame, through the voices of the people who were really there. This is the story that shaped the legend. DMX unfortunately passed away in 2021 at a very young age of 50 years old. That's another one I would say if DMX was still around, kill you. 50 Cent, another one who you know what I mean? Like, I go on and on. These cats are in their 50s. That's dope what they did for DMX. One of the legends and icons of hip-hop, going way too soon, who had a very public battle with drugs and his demons, and been upfront about it. And you know, it was no secret. He just gone too soon, man. Going too soon. What would have been acting wise, music wise, and so forth. Well, he's one of the greatest MCs, man, that touched the mic. You can't, especially in the '90s, early 2000s, you can't say, you can't go through hip hop without mentioning him or playing any of his songs. When my dogs are in the growl and all that, like, he's one of the greatest of all time, and I think he was still here today. His freestyles are sick. He definitely would be making music and probably still be acting and so forth. But that's cool. They named the street after him, and he always supported Yonkers community and rep Yonkers very well. And kudos to him, man. That's dope to him and his family that Earl Simmons, a.k.a. DMX, got a street named after him. It'll be there forever and ever, just like his music. All right, moving on. Another legend who I mentioned earlier. Lauryn Hill will receive the inaugural Living Legend Icon Award at 2026 BET Awards. On this past Thursday, BET announced that Hill, who's 51, will receive the Living Legend Icons sponsored by Sprite at the upcoming 2026 BET Award. According to a press release, the inaugural award honors the pioneers who mastered their craft and never let go of the culture. This distinction belongs to the artists and creators whose body of work has remained essential. I had to pop up here. Essential not because the culture held on to them, but because they never stopped holding on to it. Quote, Miss Lauryn Hill is the very definition of a living legend, Connie Orlando, the EVP of Specials Music Programming and Music Strategy for BET, said in the release. Across every era, she has never chased the moment, she has shaped it. Orlando continued, her artistry redefined what was possible in our music and gave a generation permission to be fearless, spiritual, and free. Her influence is woven into the fabric of the culture, and it is a profound honor to celebrate the legacy on culture's biggest night. Though the Living Legend Icon Award is new in the past, BET Awards gave out the Ultimate Icon Award last year. Snoop Dogg, what the fuck? Jamie Foxx, Mariah Carey, and Kurt Franklin were the recipients. Hill rose to fame as a member of the Fugees, whose 1996 album, The Score, included hits like Killing Me Softly, Ready or Not. Then in 1998, she released her debut solo album, The Miseducation of Lauryn Hill, and has earned 5 awards at the 1999 Grammys. In 2024, Hill performed at the BET Awards with son YG Marley, and she was later joined by her Fugees bandmate Wyclef, and for performance of the 1995 rap Fuji La. The performance came amid Hill's Miseducation anniversary tour months prior. In May 2024, Apple Music crowned Hill's album #1 on its inaugural 100 Best Albums of All Time list and honored her with a special dinner. In a statement, she said of the achievement, this is my award, but it's a rich, deep narrative and involves so many people and so much sacrifice and so much time and so much collective love. The 2026 BET Awards will go live Sunday, June 28th at 8 p.m. on BET, hosted by comedian Trusky. This year, Cardi B leads the pack with nods of 6 categories, followed by Kendrick Lamar and Mariah the Scientist with 5 each. And I say that? Legend. A legend. Doing her thing. That's what she do. This is something that's interesting to me, because she deserves it. And like I said, if she don't feel like singing that day, you know what I mean? If she don't feel like singing that day, she'll rap. This is someone I would line up, and I would definitely use in a battle. You know what I'm saying? Like I would definitely do that. So it's a much needed honor for much deserved. It's a much deserved honor for Lauryn Hill, who, it's just the best. One of the best, one of the greatest of all times, and that's dope. And Miseducation of Lauryn Hill is one of the best albums, not hip hop albums, but one of the best albums of all time. Period. That's just what it is. And I'll be checking it out. Like I said, put any of your current women MCs up against Lauryn Hill. I named them all, and she can get you singing, she can get you rapping, the whole thing. So, hopefully she shows up on time. So that's the thing. Maybe they'll probably put the warden at the end of the show just in case. Like, this is Lauryn Hill. She's out there saving souls, so sometimes she may take her time because she said that in a Nas rhyme. So I think it should be dope. Check it out in a couple of weeks, June 28th. MTV Awards. I'm definitely going to check it out. Hosted by Drewski. So that should be cool. Moving on. I'm moving to. Got some more things to get into, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Let's see. Cardi B. Cardi B responds to LATTO checking her on Gimme That over-leaked call, I let my mouth get the best of me. LATTO also says she's open to having a conversation to repair their friendship. Cardi B wants to make things right with LATTO, but she hasn't been able to probably reconnect with the Atlanta rapper following the leak call in September, which found Cardi calling LATTO a woman part. Starts with a, you call it cat. You know what I'm saying? That leak recording led to the woman's relationship. If y'all don't know, she said pussy. God damn it, y'all trying to figure that out. After seeing LATTO address the situation and confirming, she referenced Cardi on the Big Mama album during an interview recently, this past week. Cardi issued a detailed response on X to clear the air publicly. Quote, I truly understand how you feel, and that's exactly why I chose to apologize publicly, because the disrespect became public, she began in her post. On that call, I didn't even mean to call you that, but I didn't mean to call you that. I didn't mean any harm. There's a difference in what I said versus what I meant. What I could have said was you were too forgiving and gave too much mercy in that situation. Cardi explained that she was stressed at the time of the leak as she was expecting her fourth child, her first with Stephon Diggs, and I Am the Drama had just released. The WAP rapper was actually enraged at Ice Spice, but LATTO ended up catching a stray. Quote, but it was a heated conversation. I let my mouth get the best of me, she added. When the call came out, I was 8 months pregnant, had just released an album, and was extremely overwhelmed and emotional. That's not an excuse, what I said, but to let you know where I was, where I was in my head. I genuinely felt bad about what happened. 2025 and 2026, I made multiple attempts to connect. Cardi B claimed that she tried to reach out to LATTO directly via text, which LATTO confirmed in an interview, and spoke with her manager and sister about rectifying the situation to take full responsibility. However, she didn't appear to enjoy LATTO addressing it on her new album. Who I always love and respect for you. I always wanted to make it right, but making it right looks different for the both of us, Cardi continued. I wanted to connect with you, and you wanted to address it on your album. For context, Cardi dissed LATTO during a leaked phone call with Ice Spice manager James Roseman Jr., which took place just days after LATTO hopped on the Time remix for Cardi's M.I.A. The Drama album last September. I ain't no pussy ass LATTO, she said at the time. I'm not LATTO. I'll beat her the fuck up, meaning Ice Spice. Cardi felt bad about the shots at LATTO and immediately apologized publicly while promising to buy her a new designer bag. Fast forward to May 29th, LATTO's Big Mama arrives. She references Cardi's offer on Gimme That, but essentially says she doesn't need the bag, talking about buying Big Mama bag, like my N-word ain't already bought it, she raps. LATTO confirmed the lyric was about Cardi during her recent interview this past Thursday. She also detailed where she's at with Cardi and the situation at the moment, but shares she's open to having another conversation to make amends. Well, okay. Who leaked it? No one's gonna really cop to it. Since when did these phone calls become like political and stuff? Like leak phone calls and like, come on. Conversations are private. Now, if somebody go back and say something that's something different, but to leak a recording, that's some punk ass shit right there. And it could have been on Ice Spice people's side, because he said he was talking to Latto's man, Ice Spice man, or somebody they leaked. I don't think Cardi did, but it doesn't matter. And of course, I'll be hurt also. Someone I thought was my friend called me that and so forth. Would I give him a chance to apologize? I probably would. And it's up to me whether I want to accept the apology or not. Did they mean it? Who knows? It shouldn't have been said, but sometimes people say stuff and it flies out their mouth before you even realize it. We all are victims of that. We all have said stuff without thinking about it, whether it's good or bad or however. And I shouldn't have said that, or indirectly, or I shouldn't have. That's not. It didn't mean to come out that way and all that stuff. It happens. Everyone does that. Hopefully they get to squash it. And she being Latto has that right to, air her feelings out publicly. That's what she feels. That's what she wanted to do. Let her do it. This came out publicly. Why can't she, let her anger out? And that's how she does it. It's nothing physical. This is what she said. Just like, she said it publicly. It was about what she said, and she's frustrated. And as an artist, sometimes you let your frustration out, or in ways, writing it, saying it, joking about it. And she said it, and maybe they'll squash it. Who knows? There's no need for looking back. It's already done. The comment was already said. She said she tried to reach out to her, and maybe they did. They can sit down, squash it, get past it, move on, do an album together, tour together, make this money, or as Cardi B would say, make this shmoney, and move on. But only time will tell. But I think this is like bullshit, like a leak call. Somebody did it for a reason. I'm not going down the conspiracy hole of, hey, this is all made up for. I don't know about all that. What I do know is I believe that sometimes you do say some stuff without thinking, and it comes out the wrong way. And it's interesting when you do that and you mean well, and you like, that's not what I meant. And people are, but that's what you said. Like, yeah, I said it, but because in your head it sounds like something else. And sometimes it's not what you say, it's how you say it. And so maybe they'll squash it and they'll kumbaya again, and they'll hug each other, drop another song, and just, keep it moving. You know what I'm saying? All right, I'm going to keep it moving. And I'm moving on to another topic. Let's see here. Oh, staying with female MCs. M.I.A. sues Kid Cudi for $2.8 million after she was kicked off his Rebel Ragers tour. Now, if you remember, I discussed that a couple of weeks ago, that Kid Cudi kicked M.I.A. off the tour for her political views and what she was saying. So let's get into it. M.I.A. suing Kid Cudi for $2.8 million after the British rapper was kicked off the Rebel Ragers tour for making offensive remarks during her opening act. Quote, Kid Cudi attempts to silence freedom of artistic expression and speech on his Rebel Rager tour cannot go unchallenged, read a statement from M.I.A.'s team. Kid Cudi's claim shock over her comments he now labels as offensive as his abrupt and unjustified termination of her performance agreement is a desperate attempt to sell tickets for his tour that was drastically underselling. As a result, his false allegations have fueled a misguided, hive-minded pile-on based on a deliberate misrepresentation of her words. The figure of $2.8 million comes from a guarantee between the Rebel Rangers tour promoter, Live Nation, and M.I.A. and her company, Neat Touring LLP. Lawyers for M.I.A. claimed Live Nation agreed to pay her that amount, regardless of what was said on stage. The lawsuit also states Cudi directed Live Nation to fire M.I.A. and portrayed himself as a grieved headliner forced to protect his fans after insisting that she understood that she could not say anything offensive on the tour. Here's the truth, M.I.A. Quote, here's the truth, M.I.A. was terminated to generate publicity for the tour, which has struggled with ticket sales, reads the lawsuit obtained by this article. She was contractually allowed to say whatever she wanted on stage. M.I.A. now holds Kid Cudi accountable for his bad faith, destruction of her contractual rights, business opportunities, and reputation. Cudi booted M.I.A. off the tour shortly after a viral rant she made on May 2nd during the Dallas date in the Dos Equals, I'm not saying that wrong, Dos Equals Pavilion. In the monologues, which was booed by concert goers, she said things like, "I've been canceled for many reasons. I never thought I would be canceled for being a brown Republican voter." I get it out, y'all. She also said, "I can't do illegal. Sorry. I can't do illegal, though some of you could be in the audience." Well, listen. Excuse me. Sorry about that. Here's the thing, and in my opinion, it comes down to what was written in the contract. If Cudi has in his contract stating that M.I.A. cannot express political views and all that stuff, then he got it, and it pretty much says he could terminate the contract at any time. Then there's no argument. If it says on M.I.A. says that she can say she's free to say what she wants and doesn't state any of that and blah blah blah, then she may win. If neither one has that stated anywhere, then it's going to be he said, she said, and it's going to be a serious battle. Because it's his side, her side, everyone collectively, all together, somewhere in the middle is the truth. But it all comes down to black and white. It all comes down to what the contract actually says. Because this is M.I.A.'s team saying it doesn't say that. And then Kid Cudi, when I originally talked about it, said he can do that. But it doesn't matter what neither side says. What the judge is going to ask for and what the judge is going to look for is what the contract actually says. And if the contract says all those things like she's not allowed to express this and this, and Cudi has the right to terminate her at will, then there's no lawsuit. However, flip the script. If the contract doesn't state none of that, and it either says it or don't, if it says it, she can, obviously. If it don't even mention none of that stuff, it's like, well, it doesn't say that here, so it's a wrongful termination. You're going to have to fork up, Live Nation will have to fork up the $2.8 million. So I think at the end of the day, it comes down to what is in the contract. What is written in the contract, the breakdown of the details, the whole nine. And I think that's the key of it all, that we'll find out who wins this lawsuit. It's whatever's in the contract. Whatever it's in the contract. So we'll find out soon enough. I would say probably by the end of the summer, they'll probably know whether they're going to settle out of court or they're going to fight in court. Now, if they settle out of court, 9 times out of 10 is that, yeah, I don't think the contract actually really said that because you're not fighting for it. If you're fighting in the courts, like, yeah, man, the contract says that. I'm fighting you. Again, like last week and now every week, that's clearly my opinion. But I think there's a difference there when it comes settling out of court and fighting for it. So he settles out of court. That means he kind of knew he was wrong. I just give it the money. I'm settling out of court. But if you know you right, like, man, fuck that. I'm fighting this. I know I'm right. It says it right there. You gonna fight in court? Like, fuck that. I'm gonna fight this. I know I'm gonna win. And I'm going to get her to pay for my legal fees. You know what I mean? So, we'll see. We'll see. All right. I got maybe 1 or 2 more before I let you guys go. Let's see here. Okay. Snowfall spinoff series that happened. You're not big, I'm not big on spinoffs. I'm not big on spinoffs at all. I don't know. But Snowfall spinoff series starring Gail Bean and Isaiah John gets title. So here we go. The untitled Snowfall spinoff series is no longer untitled. The series starring the mothership's Gail Bean and Isaiah John is named The Drop, a Snowfall saga. It will premiere later this year on FX and Hulu, and it will be available on Disney Plus internationally. The series from Malcolm Spielman and Snowball producers picks up shortly after the conclusion of the original show. The spinoff was put into development in 2023 as Snowfall's 6 seasons run came to an end on FX. It picked up the series in November of 2025. The Mothership series ended tragically for the show's central character, Damson Idris, Franklin Saint, who spirals into alcoholism after Teddy McDonald, played by Carter Hudson, is killed by Franklin's mother, played by Sissy Saint. Franklin loses his $73 million fortune, as well as his wife and their unborn child. The final scenes see him homeless and wandering the streets. Set in the 90s Los Angeles, the new series follows Snowfall characters Wanda and Leon as they fight to take West Coast rap mainstream while gang war erupt and record labels move to exploit hip-hop culture for their own gain. Asante Black, Peyton Alex Smith, and Simi Buddy Sims III also starred. Cast also includes Michael T. Williamson, Nikki Mache, Brandon Michael Smith, Isadora Gosher, Eric Balfour, Richard Portnow, Zaire Adams, Demetrius Gross, and Snowfall's alum Quincy Chad. The Drop, a Snowfall saga, executive produced by Spellman, Dave Andron, Thomas Shallam, and Julie DeJoly, Michael London, and Trevor Ingleson. The series produced by FX. I'm not too excited for that. I don't like the premise. I'll check it out because I'm a big Snowball fan and I like the characters, but I'm not big on the premise of, them trying to make hip-hop mainstream in the 1990s and in the West Coast. You're not getting me on that one. That one I'm not feeling. I'm just like, I'm not feeling that at all. I'm really not. I'm like, it doesn't seem interesting. I'll look into it. I know others that will look into it, but I don't know. And I heard about this 3 years ago, and even then I was like, I don't know. I don't know. Like I said, I just don't know. I'll check it out before I give an opinion. I'm not big on reboots and sometimes on sequels and stuff. I think there's a recipe to it, and a lot of people get the recipe wrong, in my opinion. But we'll see. I'm curious myself. I'm gonna give it a chance. I'll give it a fair chance before I give my full assessment on it. But from the sound of it, I'm not feeling it. I'm just kind of like, that doesn't sound interesting at all. And I wonder what it's based off of, because it's like trying to take 90s hip hop mainstream in the West Coast. Okay, a lot of it, it probably could be fictional with a sprinkle of some fact to it. I don't know. I've just expected a little bit more. But that's them describing it. And between now and then, they might tweak it, make it better. Or when I watch it, it's like, oh, it's not anything they described. This is way better than what they described. So you never know. I'll give it a chance, and I'll let you guys know when it appears later on this year on Hulu and FX. I'll give my review on it. Definitely, because I love Snowfall. One of my favorite shows. Great show, man. Like, awesome. The acting, everything. It was really cool. It's a really good show. Y'all haven't caught it or watched it, go on Hulu and check it out, man. It's deep. It's pretty good, especially the end, how they describe what happened to Franklin Saint and losing his money and everything. So go check that out. All right, what else? I may have one more here, or maybe two. Open this up here. I have. Oops. All right, Boosie Badass allegedly smashed hookah base on bouncer's head. Rappers claim he was defending relative. Boosie Badass. Let me see. Boosie Badass is facing a felony charge for allegedly smashing a glass hookah base over a nightclub bouncer's head. According to the court docs, Boosie criminal charge stems from an alleged incident at Dome's nightclub in Houston. The Houston Police Department said security guard Edward Eigelhart was clearing out the club as closing time on May 24th when he got into it with a female patron who wanted to use the bathroom. Eigelhart, claimed the female patron elbowed him in the face. Damn. When he told her she couldn't use the bathroom because the club was closed, and then he started escorting her out. The docs say the patron then dropped her keys and phone in the process, so Eigelhart bent down to pick them up. That's when he says he suddenly felt an object strike the top of his head and noticed blood starting to run down his face. Eigelhart claimed he turned around and saw Boosie holding a broken glass hookah base and believed the rapper smashed it on his head. According to the docs, Eigelhart was taken to St. Joseph Hospital where he had 8 staples, put in his head. The club owners and promoters told HPD the woman Eigelhart was escorting out is Boosie's niece. Boosie is suspected to appear in Harris County Court Monday, tomorrow. Prosecutors are asking bail to be set at $85K. Now, there's an update also. And it says, Boosie Badass lawyer Carl A. Moore says, we plan to vigorously investigate and defend Mr. Hatch, that's his real name, against these allegations. We wish everyone will reserve any judgment and allow the case to play out in court. He adds Mr. Hatch was trying to defend his female relative who was being escorted out of the club by the security guard. He was trying to de-escalate the situation. We're trying to obtain any surveillance from the club that will show what exactly happened. That's the key thing. That is, if anything, that's the key thing is the surveillance video. You dig? Like just to show whatever, every show was going on, show everything that happened. I was trying to get out. Because sometimes, that's what you need to show what happened, who hit what. Because he said he believes he did, and he held it in his hand. And, I'm curious myself. I'm not going to say he did it or not, because I wasn't there. But he had it in his hand. True. It's a possibility, now as far-fetched as it may sound, and I do watch a lot of TV and movies, that someone did it, he took it out their hands and I'll take the blame for you. Possibly. Who knows? But he is pretty much defending the actions that he did, trying to help his niece out. So apparently the security guard probably was doing more than what was reported, and maybe getting a little extra gruff and rough with his niece, and Boosie didn't like it, and he was like, dude, I told you verbally a few times, here's something that'll stop your ass, bow, and here's a hookah on your head, bow, not a hooker, a hookah, okay, you put a hooker on his head, that's a whole nother story for another time, man, I remember anyway, so, we'll find out as time goes on what happened, but that's crazy, it's listen, when these celebrities do stuff like this, you got to remember they're human also. They're not thinking about their status or fame, and they see someone that they love that feels as though they're being harmed or in trouble. They're going to jump into action. They're going to do what they do. They're going to defend their honor and the whole nine. And so, we'll find out. Do I think he do it? I don't know. The footage is key, though. They got camera footage, surveillance. That's the key thing, to sum it all up. And if they show him doing it, it's right there. It's right there. His proof is in the pudding. Like, yeah, he hit him over the head. If he didn't and someone else did and he took the blame, then that's something different or whatever. But he said he looked up, he turned around, he had it in his hand, he thinking like, oh shit, like he hit me over the head. Possibly. Or he could just picked up a broken hook and did two hit him, or somebody hit him with something. I'm not going on that rabbit hole. But like I said, we shall find out eventually what happens as time goes on. Because it takes a while for a case to get in the court. So we shall see. All right, that's it for this week's show. Now, don't forget, next week, I think it might be probably my most controversial episodes I've done, whether it's going to be this show or the previous show. And like I said, it's called the N-word. Why do we use it so much? So that's next week here on the Who is Kyle Graham podcast. And as a reminder, always press the subscribe button on any of these platforms to get any notifications for any brand new episodes and bonus episodes of this podcast. So you hit up YouTube, Spotify, Amazon Music, Apple Podcasts, iHeart, Deezer, Who is Kyle Graham podcast.riverside.com. You can get the audio version, you can get the video version of the show. And folks, I'm telling you, I got some things lined up. I got some guests lined up, working out schedules and all that stuff that I bring them on the show. It should be a lot of fun. And a lot of these topics are going to resurface. And I'm going to ask the people I have in mind being on the show what they feel about what I'm discussing. Was the N-word, whether it's when the joke goes too far, if you're too old for a certain art, especially hip-hop. What do you feel? What is your opinion? Should be very interesting. And then the week after that, I'm doing a Father's Day show and my annual Father's Day rant. So there you go for the next couple of weeks. So got that covered. That's it. Don't forget, continue to believe in whatever higher power you believe in. And don't let anyone talk you out what you want to do in life. Like I said earlier, if you have a goal and you have a dream, no matter how old you are, you keep going, keep fighting, and get to that goal, get to that dream. Don't let nothing or no one stop you. You might get delayed, obstacles may happen, life be lifing, but don't let that or anyone stop you. Don't just say, oh, because you have kids, you can't. No, you still can. You still can. I had one guy tell me he had dreams, he had a goal of dreams and stuff. And he got married and he had kids, and his dreams had to stop. And he said now he's living for his kids' dreams. And I was like, man, that's dope. I like, that's cool. But inside of me, I said, fuck that shit. I was like, I love my kids, but god damn, if that's going to stop me from doing what I want, shit, I'm going for mine. Because I'm not living in no damn regret. If I'm going to go down swinging. If I go down and fail, I'm like, hey, I tried. I'm still out there doing it. I don't give a flying fuck. I'm still going for mine. You go for yours. I'm going for mine, you go for yours. And I hear the mutters and, oh, you still doing it? Oh, you still trying? I don't do it. I'm still doing it, though. You can't stop me. I'm still doing it. You ain't doing it. You settled in your life, that's fine. You know what I mean? I happy with myself. I'm changing it. I'm not just going to have to be stuck and just be content with it. Fuck that. Hell no. I'm going for mine. And you go for yours. Go whatever it is, man. Whatever it is, big or small, doesn't matter. Go for yours. Don't let nothing stop. Don't get, go. Yeah, sacrifice. Yeah, sacrifice is a thing. You know what I mean? Sacrifice is a thing, but it's worth it. At the end of the day, it's worth it. Go for yours, man. If it ain't hurting nobody, ain't harming nobody, you know what I mean? It's all, it's between the lines, so to speak. And just go for it, man. Don't let nobody stop you. All right? Stepping off the soapbox right now. And I'll see you next week when I step on the soapbox. And, man, it's going to get down and dirty. I got some shit to say. Well, next week is the N-word. Why do we use it so much? Right here on the Who is Kyle Graham podcast. Yo, let everybody know what's going on. Pass it around like, yo, we hear about Kyle Graham. They say, who is Kyle Graham? That's the name of the show. Check it out. Get the algorithms up. I said it right? I'm tired. My mouth is dry. Algorithms. There you go. I said it right. Comment. Get at me. Comment on any of these platforms I name. All the platforms. Comment. You like it. Don't like it. Whatever. Stop me if I'm lying. Just get at me. You know what I'm saying? So, without further ado, I'll let you go. Peace. And I'll see you next week right here on the Who is Kyle Graham podcast.